Hey, Carolyn. Does President Trump have anything to say about...
Quiet, human. Factdroid from Left, Right, and Sentient. A memo was distributed saying that eligibility for deportation is now quantified by a point system, where tattoos and certain brands of clothing can be cause enough for deportation without affording the right of due process.
That's not true, actually.
According to this White House memo, it is.
The president made it incredibly clear to the American public that there would be a mass deportation campaign of not just foreign terrorists, but also illegal criminal aliens who have been wreaking havoc on American communities. And shame on you and shame on the mainstream media for trying to cover for these individuals.
I am not trying to cover for anyone. I am merely questioning
the
constitutional validity of this memo that the government has filed with the courts, which says all the government needs to...
There are 8 criteria on that document.
Not 8 separate criteria. 8 points. All one needs to acquire is 8 points, according to this system. And ICE can then immediately deport them with no due process whatsoever.
You are questioning the credibility of these agents who are putting their life on the line to protect your life and the life of everybody in this group.
How am I putting anyone's life on the
country.
line by questioning the constitutionality of the policies of this White House? The Trump White House has invented their own arbitrary system to determine whether or not someone is part of a criminal gang, and then to be able to deport them to another country with no due process. The Department of Homeland Security values tattoos, not gang tattoos, just tattoos, at 4 points. And simply communicating with a suspected gang member is worth 6 points. For example, this person had 2 tattoos which clearly read Dad and Mom, which at 4 points each got him to 8 points, which then qualified him for deportation to a prison in El Salvador. There are even reports of Chicago Bulls attire earning points for detainees in this strange and esoteric system. I have an inquiry. Is deporting someone detained on American soil without due process illegal?
Yes. Deporting anyone detained on American soil without due process is illegal. This legal right, regardless of one's immigration status, is enshrined in both the 5th and the 14th Amendments of the United States Constitution.
The 5th Amendment states that no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, which applies to the federal government. The 14th Amendment extends this guarantee to include actions by state governments, stating that no state shall deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law.
It seems that this should be a pretty open and shut case, as they say.
And under normal circumstances it would be, however, this particular US president seems to have a knack for somehow getting out of those.
Left, right, and sentient.